Data insertion. Data insertion into a partition table can be done in two ways or modes. The first is static partitioning. The second is dynamic partitioning. We'll learn more about these concepts in subsequent sections. First, let's begin with static partitioning. In the static partitioning mode, you can insert or input the data files individually into a partition table. You can create new partitions as needed and define the new partitions with the Add Partition clause. While loading data, you need to specify which partition to store the data in. This means that with each load, you need to specify the partition column's value. You can add a partition in the table and move the data file into the partition of the table. As you can see in this example, you can add a partition for each new day of account data. So for a year's worth of data, you would end up with 365 different partitions, all manually created. Now let's look at dynamic partitioning. With dynamic partitioning, partitions get created automatically at load times. New partitions can be created dynamically from existing data. The partitions are automatically created based on the value of the last column. If the partition does not already exist, it will be created. In case the partition does exist, it will be overwritten by the overwrite keyword as shown in the example. As you can see, a partition is being overwritten. When you have a large amount of data stored in a table, then using a dynamic partition is suitable. This example basically refreshes the state data with the customer ID, first name, last name, address, and so on, each time the command insert is executed, since we have added the overwrite clause.